I'm Rebecca and this is Carolina and we're from Live Health Centre. Today we're here to demonstrate a core activation class. What we hear every day is people think the core is good for their lower back. This is true, but when the right muscles are activated. TA or transverse abdominis is understood to have a protective role for the lumbar spine, acting like a corset. RA or the six-pack muscle does not and can actually worsen some postural strains. So let's run through the activation of TA to understand the difference. Caroline, we'll get you laying on your back. All right, so you can feel for the muscle just to make sure that you're making it contract. So Caroline, if you like, just put one hand on your side there. Perfect. So the common misconception is that we get that six-pack muscle and that's going to protect our spine. It's not true. So Carolina, we'll get you to come up into a crunch for us. And see how she's bulging through here? That's activating that rectus abdominis muscle. So lay back down for us. So we're going to teach you to activate that TA muscle that we were talking about. So think about drawing your belly button to your spine and flattening that back on that mat. Again, come up into that crunch and see how she's gone a bit wider. It's not bunching up through the middle as much anymore. Come back down. So that's good. So now we're going to practice keeping that contraction and breathing at the same time. So again, come up into that crunch for us and you just hold for a little bit, making sure that you're not losing that contraction, and come back down. So now we're going to move into some leg slides. So we're going to get Carolina just to pop a hand on her stomach again and maintain that contraction. So again, draw that belly button to that spine and slowly slide one heel down the mat for us. It's better to do this one nice and slow and then bring it back up and try the other leg, just to make sure that we are maintaining that contraction throughout the whole time. So we're going to do this a couple of times each side. How's that feel? Good. Last one, each leg. Make sure you're breathing throughout these as well. Good, and relax. Caroline's going to take us through some exercises, so I'll just pop on the mat.
So with that intention in mind, we're just going to work into a chest lift. So we're going to start with our hands behind our head, just gently hammocking the back of the head, thinking your fingers are nice and wide, trying to bring your elbows as wide out as possible. And we're going to just start off with a breath in, and on the breath out, we're going to start to lift our head, neck and shoulders. We're going to contract that TA, bringing the tummy out and wide. We're going to reach the hands up towards the ceiling, pop the hands behind the knees, give yourself a little squeeze, still thinking deep and wide with those abdominals. Reach the hands up towards the ceiling, back behind the head, and then we slowly control the descent down. We'll just do maybe 6 of those. We're going to curl up, reaching the hands up to the ceiling, hands go behind the knees, give yourself a little hug, hands go up to the ceiling again, maintain that chest lift, hands go down and all the way down. Good. Breathing in, good, and out. Little squeeze, good, and down, curling up, squeeze, curling down. One last one, curling up, squeeze, and curling down. Lovely. Now we're going to still activate our TA, but in a slightly different way. We're just going to do some toe taps here. So when you keep everything nice and flat, we're going to imagine a gentle imprint or just a little curve into the lower back, maintaining that pressure onto the mat. We're just going to float one leg up into tabletop, and then we're going to float it down. So you can, as Beck cued before, you can use your fingers into your waist just to make sure you're using the right muscles as we float the other leg up and then floating it down. Good. So taking the time here, making sure that using that TA properly. The other key thing to note here is we want to make sure that the angle between the knee and the thigh doesn't really change at all. So it's purely hip, working to get that leg up. One more. One last one. Beautiful. Now we're going to up the ante on that. So if we're feeling strong and safe to do so, if that was already a bit of a challenge, you can keep doing that. But me and Beck, we're going to float our legs into tabletop now. And we're going to do what we call femur arc. So maintaining that angle still, we're just going to let one foot gently float, gently touch the mat, and then come back. Do about 10 here. 7. 6. For a bit more of a challenge, let's add some arms. So as the right leg goes down, we're going to let the left arm float up and then change. Bring both hands to the ceiling, that's it. Good. Bit more of a coordination challenge than anything else. It's a bit hard not to use TA doing these exercises. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Give yourself a bit of a rest. I'm going to work into some more core activating exercises now. So what we'll do is we're going to curl our head and neck and shoulders up into our chest lift position. We're going to bring both legs up to our tabletop. Our left hand's going to be on the inside of one knee, and the right hand's going to be on the outside near the ankle of the other leg. That's it. We're going to shoot the other leg out away from us, so you're just holding onto your leg back. Yeah, and then we're going to swap positions, so we're going to change. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Have a bit of a rest. We're going to pop our hands behind our necks here. We're going to lift our legs up into our tabletop again. Now we're going to do a crisscross or a bicycle. So what we'll do is we're going to shoot the left leg away from us, and the right elbow is going to move towards the, oh, sorry, I get it wrong. We're going to lift up, we're going to shoot the left leg away from us, and the left elbow is going to reach towards the right knee, and then we're going to change. Good. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. And lie down. We might sit up here. We're going to start working through our obliques, which is a different set of the abdominals. So we're just going to take a seat up. We're going to lean back slightly. You can use a weight if you want to, otherwise I think Becca and I are probably happy with that. And we're leaning back, and we're just going to start to twist our abs. So we're going to twist towards the left, gently touch the floor, and then change. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. And coming back up. All right, I think we deserve a bit of a stretch after that. We're going to just go onto all fours here. Just do a little bit of a stretch for the lower back, trying to get rid of maybe some negative postural strains that maybe some less than ideal core activating can do. So firstly, we're going to start by bringing the belly button up towards the ceiling, reaching it up, pretending like we're an angry cat. And now we're going to start to send the belly button towards the ground. The back of the head and the tailbone are almost going to touch. And we're just going to do a few like that. Curling up, bringing the belly button up towards the ceiling. And releasing, coming down. And coming up. And down. One last one to both sides. And down. Beautiful. From here, we're going to do a little bit more activating through the core. So we're maintaining a nice strong posture here. So already I'm feeling just from this position, I'm activating through TA, almost activating through pelvic floor, maintaining a nice balance, and that should create a really lovely straight spine, a spine that can support a nice tray of drinks. From here, maintaining that position, I just want you to float the right leg just away from you a little bit. We're going for length rather than height, and then we're going to let that leg float down. Good. And then we're going to change to the left side. Left side's going to float up and down. Good. Just do a couple like that. The aim of the game, as I said, is not the leg height, but it's more that stability across your pelvis. All right, now let's add some arms. So we're still holding that core tight. We're going to send the right arm away from us. Length rather than height, and down. And the left side. Just a couple more. And left side. Good. Now we're going to add some alternating patterns. So this time we're going to send the right arm away from us and the left leg away from us. And down. Good. One last set. And just for a bit of fun, we're going to have a go. This one definitely is tricky. we'll see if we can do the same leg, same arm. So you might have to shift your weight just slightly towards one side and have a little play. This is definitely not easy. And then put it down. Becky did a good job. And this one, definitely the tray of drinks is probably going to be harder to maintain. But a good one if you're feeling like that first one is a little bit easy. One last one, just make it even. Beautiful. All right, you can give your wrists a bit of a shake out here. Might start working on a couple planks now. So we'll just do 30 seconds. Do you want to keep count for us, Beth? Sure. So you can either do this either on your elbows or on your wrists if you feel the elbows probably going to be a little bit more difficult. Key here is to make sure that we're creating a nice straight line, similar to the exercise that we just did, making sure that your your butt almost is tucked under you. So let's have a little go, okay? Onto our elbows, making sure we're nice and straight, and we're counting for 30 seconds. At home, you can do however much you want. This is a difficult day in the office for us both.
10 seconds left. 3, 2, 1.
Beautiful. All right. You can give yourself a little child's pose here, so let the hands go out in front of you. Your pelvis is going to rest onto your heels and just going to stretch yourself right back. So you can do a couple more sets of that. You can do it for longer. Miranda Kerr likes to do hers for 15 minutes, so that's something to strive towards. All right, now let's add some side planks. So there's a couple of ways that you can do this. Different intensities. Obviously, you can do this onto your elbow. It's probably a little bit more difficult. You can do it onto your hand. Do you want to do one of each? Yeah. What suits you better? Yeah. Okay. So I'll do elbow. Beck will do her head. So we're going to start off. Our feet are just going to be. There's a couple of ways you can do it. You can either stack the feet on top of each other, or you can have one in front of the other. Again, might be a little bit more challenging. The feet stacked together. But yeah, dealer's choice here. So we're going to start off with a little bit of a bend, and once we're ready to start, we're just going to send our bodies up and hold. We'll do another 30 seconds on each side here.
Halfway there.
Oh, very good. I was hoping you were counting.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Beautiful. And now we're going to swap sides. So Beck and I are just going to flip sides on the mat. If you do want to make it a little bit more fancy, we can do some twist variations. Maybe we can both have a go on this side, just doing some twists so that we can show the audience how that looks. So elbows, wrists, lovely, a little bend. And once you're ready, we're going to float our pelvis up. And so for a bit of a twist, we're going to lift up, and we can thread the needle, sending it under. Good. Sometimes works like a bit of a distraction. You don't even feel like you're planking, you're just worried about your hand moving. How's that count going?
10 seconds left.
Very good.
Three, 2, 1.
Awesome. All right, that was a very good effort. So we're just going to do one last little stretch. We'll just do another child's pose. So we're just going to flip over again. Hands are going to reach out away from us. Send our pelvis down. And try and think of this as being nice and active this time. So really trying to make your fingertips and your tailbone stretch as far away from you as possible. If you want it a bit more passive, which is completely fine, you can rest your head just on a couple of fists. Just letting your body relax a little bit there. And now we're just going to do a little bit of a twist. So this time we're just going to go up into our 4-point kneeling. We're just going to send one hand under the other hand, and we're going to thread the needle, resting the head down. And then coming out of that, and we're going to change it over to the other side. Coming out of that. And we're all done. Hope you enjoy. If there's any questions, definitely get in touch with us and we can sort of talk you through it yourself. But practice makes perfect as far as activating TA.